let's start the story, right? So most of you seem like Gen Zs, early millennials, like millennials, Gen Zs, right? So and Ajkal the N word is, I guess, like, I mean, I'm sure that most of you must have been dating or have been in relationships in the past or something like that, right? So this is a story from a time long before dating apps existed or long before dating apps even became mainstream, right? So this was 2012, right? And even probably people were not even using WhatsApp and all. Like that was also the new kid on the block, right? So, but obviously we've reached 8 billion from zero. So obviously people still used to go out, people still used to date, do other things amongst that. So, this is a story about a bar in Delhi, and it was after my third year at IIT, right? So, I was a nerd kid, not exactly, I mean, not the smoothest of, Ryan Gosling type of guys you see on TV and stuff like that, right? So, but I was an engineer, so I was at least. So I mean, I never knew like I mean, I saw on TV like how people approach women at bars and stuff, but I had never experienced that in person, or I had never done that or seen that, right? So what happened was, I was standing in the queue of the washroom, and then there was this girl standing ahead of me, and I thought that she was cute, okay, but I mean, see, the point here is if you like, even if, but I had simple logic, right? So I figured out that what if I go and tell her that is cute? That's like end of loop, right? Because she can say thank you, or thank, thank you, I'm a boyfriend, right? So these are the two outcomes out of there. So none of those outcomes are in your favor, right? So then, and I went up to her with the line, "Are you a model?" Now, now, even if she was a model, right? Which she was like 5'1" or something. And same with like foot models and all these things, OnlyFans models and all these things didn't exist. So right, so 5'1" model is quite an impossibility. But let's say even if she would have said yes, then she's kind of not interested. Even if she would have said no, then obviously not interested. And if she would have not replied, so 4 outcomes, right? Not replied, obviously not interested, right? So, and then the 4th outcome, which is a miracle outcome. So she was like, why do you feel so? So I mean, I'm trying to imitate a shrill voice, okay? So obviously I'm not that good at it. Anyway, so what happened after that? So so this is going well. So we exchanged numbers and stuff, and after that, after that I was after that I was in an internship. I was on the outskirts of Rajasthan, and I was staying in the roof of Calcutta. I was doing an internship for an NGO, okay, and it was an NGO about solar-based devices. So I was generating awareness in those villages, right? Solar-based devices about those things. So I was staying on the roof of Calcutta, and it was late in the evening. I was messaging her, and I was walking on the roof. Now the boundary of the roof was low because it was carpeted. The boundary of the roof was low. Unfortunately or whatever. I mean, because I'm clumsy, so I didn't see the boundary, and it was like this high. It was like as high as like 2 feet or something. So I didn't see the boundary, and unfortunately I tripped off the roof. And there were 2 bricks lying on the ground, right? So the right side of my head hit against the bricks. I was immediately rushed to AIMS, and it was about 3-hour drive. Unfortunately, the ambulance did have oxygen cylinder, so I underwent a cerebral stroke at that point in time. Had I been about 10 minutes late, I wouldn't have survived. When I reached AIMS, I underwent 2 brain surgeries. I was also on a ventilator, so you might see this mark as well, right? And there was some sort of swelling because there was some swelling in the brain for the bruise. So so they removed the skull to let the pressure subside. After 3 months, I underwent my 3rd surgery, and because of cerebral stroke, at that point in time, my right side got partially paralyzed, so I couldn't even stand up, change side in the bed. I couldn't speak because all my vocal cords had contracted. So it was like I was almost like for lack of a better word, dead, right? And after 3 months after I underwent my 3rd surgery, the physiotherapist said it will take about 1.5 to 2 years to recuperate. I joined back my college in 3 months, and I completed my degree in IT with the same grade point. 2 years later, I went to IIM Ahmedabad, and I mean, I'm just giving you context, right? And after that, so before going to IIM Ahmedabad, I had like 15 days before that, I underwent my 4th surgery to remove the part of skull which was crushed. So they have replaced it with the titanium base. So right now, 87% of my skull is part titanium. So like literally sort of, sometimes literal Iron Man feeling sort of thing. So anyway, I mean, not bragging or whatever, but coming back to the main point. So, that brings me to the model, right? So what happened to the model? So this happened in June, okay, and I got out of bed in September. I met her again in October, and then we lived happily ever after, right? So that's how romantic. No. See, that's the fun part, right? You guys believe anything Karan Johar says. So the point here is, so I met her in October. In December, she moved to the US, and she was in a relationship before she went. Even when she met me, she was in a relationship. She was on a break or something. And on 14th of Feb, she got married to the same guy, and this was 2012-13. And right now, I think she's married in the US with a kid and all, and I hope she's happily ever after married. I mean, anyway, I hope so. So the point here is that the point of the story is not about the girl. There is no happily ever after with another person. Happily ever after always begins and ends with you, right? And the bigger point here is, see, I was almost dead. I couldn't even move. I couldn't change side. I couldn't speak. At the age of 21. Right now, probably 13, 14 years later, right now I'm standing on the stage. I'm doing a stand-up in front of you. In the middle, I've gone to some great schools. I've worked with some of the biggest names in banking, consulting. In the corporate world, most of the big names in most of the industries, I've either worked with them or been associated with them. And I'm not boasting about it. And that's not even something which I like brag about. The point here is that, at an early stage in life, I realized that first of all, everything happens for a reason, right? Secondly, stick to the fight when your hardest hit, because perseverance is the key for anything in life. It's not IQ, it's not strength, it's not brute strength, it's not network, it's not parents, it's not anything else. As long as you persevere in life, you will be able to achieve whatever you strive for. So that is the moral of the story, and I hope you liked it. Yeah. Thank you.